It always comes to this. Alright guys, back again doing another tattoo progress update today. Where I last left off, I showed off all the red and some of the highlights on my forearm that Rick did. All that bright red stayed quite bright this time, and I think it was either the third or fourth pass through there, so not that surprising, but we did use a few different colors in there this time as well, so namely flaming pink. All of the ink that we use is Fusion, of course, but that flaming pink seemed to add a nice touch, show it off there. So that's healed, and now it looks about as bright through there as it used to look fresh, healed. Some area, or a little bit of the areas here, are still a little dry. It's a little bit of a scab on my wrist there. If you all remember, I said in that vlog that I made about it that this spot on my wrist actually hadn't been saturated with red yet, believe it or not. And so it's taken worse, obviously, and that was to be expected. But some of it is very, very bright. And I don't think that we'll need to do that really again at all. So a lot of the sleeve is getting to that point now. Again, all the highlights we did in through here have healed up really, really bright and brought a lot of attention to the sleeve in general. So I'm really happy with how that's looking through there. And we are actually, I think, getting fairly close to the end of this thing now, finally. Of course, the minute I start doing a vlog, the phone rings. That's just how it goes. I actually make these vlogs on Mondays, and we're not open on Mondays, so whatever that is can wait. With that said, I had another session with Rick here just now, and we did this back stretch of the arm again. And that is basically where we want it to be. Now obviously all the dark will lighten a bit. All the light will darken a bit, but it's pretty good. And this whole pass has been going really well. I wanted to mention, before I talk more about this, I mentioned last time I'd been using this dry heel cream on my elbows, and it actually seems to be doing a trick. That's the softest my elbow has been in years, and I'm going to keep using that a couple times a day, every day, to try and soften that callus on my elbow, because that's kind of the white whale of this sleeve right now, to be honest with you. And if I can get that as soft as the rest of my arm, theoretically, by the time we hit it again here in a few weeks, then the result will be, I think, quite a bit better, because if it goes in easier, it will heal better. And the big barrier to saturation has been that huge callus there, so rather than slicing it off like Terry had suggested, I've been trying to use a medicated cream to get rid of it. And it seems to be doing the trick. Even Rick had a look at it today, and he was like, that's a lot better. And usually when I do these videos, the shine of the light here at the shop makes it have more of a yellow glow than it has currently. And so that's a good sign. I think that we'll be able to get a good result if I keep this up. And that really is, like, if I can get that to be more solidly connected throughout there, that's going to upgrade the whole look of the sleeve. And all of those little things add up. Even just one little touch can make a world of difference in the overall presentation of the sleeve. So that's currently my kind of side quest with this thing right now. So yeah, same colors used through here, just done again. Nothing really crazy to talk about there. We do have a little section in here past the teeth that needs to be saturated. And Rick and I are going to be heading back to this ghoul face in here next week to do all the red and black and stuff again. It's been quite a while since we've touched it, and all of that has only been passed one time. So I'm expecting a very good result heading into that again now that it's so well healed. And it is a lot fainter than the rest of it, so it definitely needs to go again. With that said, this was the 82nd session on this sleeve, and for those of you who've been following this sleeve journey the whole way, you'll know I said that it would take somewhere between 60 to 80 sessions at the beginning of this So I was well prepared for a long journey. It's been even a little longer than I expected. At some point over the last 20 sessions, I figured that it would take more than 80 sessions. So it's not a surprise. I'm not annoyed. In fact, as you guys can probably expect, as I often do this, I redid this whole sleeve for the same reason. I enjoy working on tattoos, and you could say I have an addiction or whatever you want. It's a hobby for me, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I'm not looking forward to being done with it, but I am going to be done with it. I'm not going to push past the point of no return with it. Like, I think that you can get to a place where what you're doing is taking away. That's where we got with this. Like, any more that I chose to do with the rose sleeve, I think would only make matters worse now. And so this is a finished piece, right? And we haven't touched it in a long time for that reason. The only thing I could even think of doing again, it may actually be taking away strength from it, would be to re-outline it, since we haven't outlined it in a long time and we've done a lot of color sense. Like when we turned it from white and black to full color, we never redid the outlines of it. And so it's not as sharp as it could be, but I don't know that that actually would add to it. I think it might actually take away from the way that it looks. So that won't be happening, I don't think. I think when I think of doing those kinds of things, it's just to delay the inevitable finish line of a project, you know. And coming to grips with that is important. With that said, there are some things that, you know, can be done more. Like, I'm going to do another pass on my forehead. I mentioned that because it's only been done twice, right? But past 3 passes on something, you don't really get a whole lot of return on your effort, so it doesn't make as much sense to keep going. So with that said, Rick and I are coming to the end of this sleeve soon, and some things that I want to do yet are, I actually think I'm going to brighten up the red here to more of the red that we have on my forearm. I think that that would be a better connecting point to the Cthulhu sleeve. I think that would make that black outline pop more and push him out farther, where we have a more drastic red. Will showcase the blue and purple tones and even the yellow tones in the Cthulhu a little bit better. So if we do that, I'll probably do a lot of this dark red that way as well. And I'll have Rick do all of that. He's packing really, really nice bright reds, so it'll be fun to do that with him. But he and I are getting to the end of this, and it's kind of sad because I don't actually have a lot of plans for my legs with him. I've got a few maybe tattoo ideas to do with Rick on my legs, but they're not going to be anything on this scale ever again. And so this will be, and I've known this for a long time, but this will be the last big project he and I go on for better and worse. And we've been doing these Monday appointments forever here at the shop. It's been like long-standing work. We've been working together for 18 years on and off now, and for the last 6 or 7 years we've had a standing appointment every week, that taking over from my old standing appointment with Lee, the owner of the shop. So it's become like a more of a friendship thing than even a professional thing. And so I think it's going to be hard to go away from that, but within this year, I'm not going to be having these weekly appointments with Rick, most likely. And where that energy is going to go is going to be more into the fitness stuff. I've talked about this, but I plan on, the wife and I are moving into a bigger house soon. And so I'm going to have my own weight room in there, and I'm going to be a little more free to do fitness stuff, especially there won't be as much tattoo work involved in the future. I'll still be getting some little things on my legs here and there. I've got one coming up this week. But the tattooing is going to gradually ebb off, probably not fully stop, but go closer to the way of my piercings, where I keep what I have and maintain it, but there won't be as much addition, right? Like, I haven't had a new piercing in years. And most people will probably expect this to be false and, oh, Remy, you're never fully going to stop. But I am looking at the end of things here, and though I still have a lot of work to do on my legs, I don't consider my legs to be as extensive as the rest of my body, and what I mean to say is they won't be getting the layering that my top is getting. Not the same way anyway. There will be eventually a background that I'll build in to bring everything together, but they won't be these big, long, exhaustive projects. And so the energy that I put into my self-customization or body mod, whatever you want to call it, will be transferring more into fitness. And I'm more interested in fitness now than tattoos anyway. People who've been following me will know I've been overweight, I've been underweight, and now I'm currently in the best shape I've ever been in, and I'm working on it every day. It's become more my interest than anything else in this realm, and I have a lot of room to grow in that direction still, so that's going to dominate the next bunch of years of my life. And yeah, it's going to be a lot less tattoo related, and whatever that means for this channel, I'll still be making some kind of content on here. I plan on doing more, obviously keeping the reaction channel reaction videos going, but the tattoo progress updates are going to be slowing down to some degree. I don't know if that'll mean only one a week or whatever it is, but I don't plan on fully walking away from the vlogs, but they are going to be changing this year. So with that said, I do have a session coming up this week with another different artist. Not going to be working with Terry until next week. And even him and I've got a handful of things left for Terry to do on me. And after that, I have no further plans. Doesn't mean I won't have more in the future, but I'm going to get into some more stuff on the sides of my head this year with him. Some more stuff along my palms, and we've got a few tweaks to make in my armpits and a little bit to finish on my back. After that, I want to do a portrait of my dog I've talked about on my right thigh with him, and that'll be a few passes, but that's it. I don't have any other plans for Terry currently. I am, like I said, having a tattoo done by another of the artists at the shop here who has done a lot of color packing, but it'll be her first try over black, and I'm really enjoying working with some different artists on my legs. It's been fairly novel, even though the heels aren't as perfect as working with Rick and Terry. I feel like it's almost like giving back to the industry in a way, and also taking away some more stigma that only artists that do this all the time can do it. So far, I've had 2 artists that have only been tattooing for just north of a year do tattoos on me, and they both worked out. And we're about to do that again with another artist who's been tattooing for a little longer. But I just want to take all of the doubt that I can away from this, and I think that those contributions are going to go a long way in having more people experiment with this. I think when I'm only working with Terry and Rick for the most part, it creates this stigma that they're specially gifted to do this work. And realistically, Terry was only tattooing professionally for about a year and a half when he and I started working together, and he had almost no color experience. So I took a relative rookie to the art form, and we've done so much. So I don't think it's a thing where you need someone who does this every day to do this. I think that it's just about wrapping your mind around it and giving someone a chance to try, and being open to not optimal results to begin with, and kind of forging a path ahead. Because realistically, if we hadn't gone about it with that mindset, none of what we've done would have happened. None of this would have happened, and I can't tell you how many projects have happened because of the work that I was willing to experiment with. Like, there are so many projects near and far that have started because I was open to trying this. If I hadn't have done that, who knows how much longer it would have taken for the industry to get this far with it. Because even guys like Anthony Bennett, they were inspired by this project, you know. Clayton Diaz, he was inspired by this project. So many guys that are doing this with their artists, clients and artists, were inspired by Not necessarily the aesthetic that I have, but the results that we've gotten, right? It doesn't even matter if they like the individual pieces that we've done. It was more about seeing that it was doable and then going, well, if he can do it, then we can do it, right? And I have a tattooer friend, Phil Good Tattoo, who's he's undergoing extensive work on his sleeve right now, and the results are amazing. I'm going to react to that on the YouTube channel here when he's done. I told him I won't show any of it until then, but like that was facilitated by this journey, you know. So I don't take that for granted, and it is an honor. And so I'm hoping that my continued work on my legs will, and also how everything is aging on my top half, will continue to inspire people even after most of my tattoo progress and journey itself is tapering off into the new year and beyond. Anyway, I'll be showing you guys another new cool different tattoo on my leg here. It'll be another first pass. I'll be getting into my second pass on Nosferatu in a few weeks here with Ashlyn. It's finally not really that shiny anymore, and I think that it's going to take really well to a second pass now that it's settled in for a couple months. So yeah, got some cool projects coming up, but like I said, it will be going into the new year. Things are less certain as far as my upcoming projects are concerned in the near future. All right, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.